Welcome to the Knowledge Entrepreneurs Show, where we celebrate the innovators driving change in the education industry. At Edison OS, we've worked with over 500 knowledge entrepreneurs to turn their edtech ideas into profitable businesses. Naveen, thank you so much for accepting my invite and
Yes.
joining me to be a part of this show. It's a pleasure having you here. So, Naveen, before we get started, just for the sake of our listeners, as well as, for the both of us, so that we can keep this podcast aligned with the purpose of this podcast, I'll just walk you through what this podcast is about and what is the major reason why we, want to do this podcast. So, as you
Okay.
see, the name suggests it's the Knowledge Entrepreneur Show. So, it is
Mhm.
a show that is dedicated to entrepreneurs who are in the knowledge domain, right? Who are in the education space. It could be people who started off as trainers and teachers, and then then they went on to start their own business. It could be solopreneurship or with a team as well.
Yeah.
But it includes people who source their own clients, and then who run everything that is related to that business, including training. And we will definitely talk about what your business is about and what you offer and stuff like that. But this show you know primarily is to understand the business side of your startup, or whatever that is you do, because there's so much more than your core skill is definitely training, but then surrounding that there's so much of business that happens. And why are we doing this? This is, there is so much of information out there in the internet which people can access, especially the aspiring knowledge entrepreneurs. But then, there's nothing like hearing from people who are in there doing that particular thing. And a conversation with guys like you can really bring out some value for people out there who are working as teachers or trainers with some other academy, but who have a dream of having their own academy at some point. Now, it's not only going to help them take the right steps in the direction of setting up, but it could also save somebody's time in helping them realize that this is probably not for them, you know because entrepreneurship is not for everybody, right?
Simple.
They
Yeah.
could probably save a lot of time and effort. So that is the reason why we're doing this show. And once again, thank you so much for agreeing to be a part of this. I'll start off with my first question, Naveen. My first question is always, pretty open ended, a very light question, and it's more to do with the Naveen, the person, to understand your personal journey, so that there's a connection that builds with the audience that are listening to, and then whatever you say, has got so much more context to it. So
Mm.
Naveen, walk us through, your journey until your life growing up as a child, and what are the things that happened, and how did you eventually start the CMA guy?
Yeah. So basically, I never wanted to be a teacher. That's something which I'm very clear. But somewhere,
Okay.
all my life, I always dreamt of becoming an actor. That is something like
Wow.
which was
Okay.
my dream. Means like I come
Okay.
from a South Indian family and watching movies like Ash, Darshan. So definitely like that's the love. But
Right.
somewhere after my 12th, where I did my science and all, then I thought, okay,
Okay.
chalo, I should do something better, like from the career perspective and all. Because my family was very against with respect to all
Right.
these things, like acting, getting into media industry, all these things. So that is when I thought, chalo, let me focus
Right.
on CA. So I started my CA career, but
Right.
this kida will be there, right? It will never end. Means like, okay, chalo, give it a try, do that, do this. That's a never-ending story. So somewhere at that point, I
Right.
started my CA. I was just wishing that chalo yaar, I will not pass the exams, so that like they get to know that I can't do it, and somewhere I'll get into theaters and acting. So I did
Right.
give some, one attempt, two attempt, and my CA interview didn't happen. And at that point, it was the last resort. Like, okay, last
Okay.
one attempt I'll give, and I'm very confident that it will not happen. So that my parents will not stress me much on this, and they will just let me into theaters. But then what happened is I wrote the exam, and
Okay.
immediately they almost believed, including my brother, saying that okay, Pakka, this exam will not be passed. Then he gave some contacts with respect to theaters. Go and contact
Okay.
these people so you can get into acting and all. And I started acting for 2 months, 3 months. Then
Okay.
the result came, and unfortunately, I passed. So I was done with my,
Probably
CA
the
inter
first
exam.
person who I'm hearing saying, unfortunately, they passed must be
Yes,
you.
yeah, 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 that's the reason. It's like it
Okay.
was not a plan which I did, but it happened because as that happened, I wanted to
Okay.
start my articleship, work journey, all those things. So that
Right.
again, I can't go and focus on my acting. So that was the scene. And I was only good with one thing with respect to
Right.
narrating. Means like what I believe is whatever you explain, you should be able to explain it to 6 years old. Simple rule. So that is something which I was able to do for a very
Right.
long period of time.
Right.
So I started with my friends like, chalo yaar, like this concept
Okay.
is very easy. You learn it like this, complete it in 4 hours. And like that, one day I got an opportunity saying that, okay, do you want to teach tax? So I was not ready for it, to be very honest, but
Mm.
I was like, chalo, okay, like life is giving me a chance, let me take it up. And somewhere after
Right.
4 to 5 days, I experienced that feel. Means like in acting, there's a rule if you know, you need to get into the part of the acting, like a character. Okay, like
Yeah.
if you have
Yeah.
seen Kantara movie,
Yeah.
the last 30 minutes, it's not Rishabh Shetty, it's the character
Yes.
Shiva.
Yes.
Correct,
Yes.
no? So it will be that
Yes.
intense. So
Yes.
that is something like which I
Yes.
experienced with my class. Means like I was not Naveen, I
Got
was a
it.
teacher who is explaining. So I enjoyed that process. Like, okay, yes, I can't get into acting. It's a tough job as of now, but at least in teaching, I can do that.
Right.
So that's how
Right.
I started, and I did teach for some academies for a while. But later on, I understood, okay,
Okay.
this will not work for a very long time because I can always be replaceable. That points will be there,
Correct.
right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
somewhere like,
Yes.
okay, you need to have your own USP, like why people should come to you, okay, the reasons, and also like have your own brand, so that nobody will come and just grab it from you, something like that. So that's the whole
Right.
point. Like when I started my own do CMA, and after that it was a startup. Basically, we were working on a product called as Hyperledge. But over the period of time, after 4 to 5 months, we did figure out that the market is still not ready for this particular product.
Okay.
So that's when, we were looking for something more like a Healthify Me for the purpose of education, like where we help students from starting till the end with everything, means through the use of the application. So that was the plan, and as we understood, okay, chalo, this will not work out for some reasons, and we just need to
Hmm.
go ahead and focus on something like the quality of the education. So I'm good at it. Let me focus and do it. Yeah, that's how the CMA guy came into the picture.
Interesting. Because I was going to ask you about iPro Ledge.
Hmm.
Um, so you said that for 5 months you tried iPro Ledge and then you've shelved it for now. Is it?
Hmm. Like basically, we pivoted.
Oh, you pivoted. Oh, but iPro Ledge is
Yeah.
still there.
Average is still there. Means maybe after 3 years or 4 years, even there's a chance. It's like the product is good. When we ask for a
Got it.
review and all, like we got a great reviews. Like students are happy, teachers are happy with that kind of a product. But the only problem is like nobody will be ready to pay for it. And most importantly, somewhere we need to figure out that as well, right? Okay, why will people pay? Yeah.
Yes. Yes, yes. So when you say that product was similar to Healthify Me, like Healthify Me is basically, as far as from my understanding, it helps people lose weight, correct?
It helps
So
people
your
have a
app
healthy.
was helping
It helps people have a
healthy
healthy
lifestyle.
lifestyle. Yeah,
Okay. So your app was helping students clear the CA exam to become a CA.
yeah. Not for CA, but all the international professional exams. Like in India, we have CA, CS, CMA. Other than these three courses, like outside India, there are many other professional courses which Indians do, like be it CMA USA, CPA USA, ACCA, CPA Canada, CPA Australia, CFA, FRM.
Okay.
So, like these courses are something which comes at a huge cost, as well as they test your knowledge.
Okay.
Okay, rather than just testing if you have studied or
Okay.
not. So somewhere like that mattered.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hmm, 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 hmm. Okay. Got it, Naveen. Naveen, so you said you kind of dropped the product idea. Maybe you said 3, 4 years down the line that may come back, and then for now you kind of changed. So what have you pivoted it to?
We have pivoted into more into education. Means like
Okay,
rather than creating a product, let's build a better service. Means to make it more
service.
simple,
Yeah,
see, like I can give you the best product to use. Okay, like I can give you the best learning app. But
right.
more than that, first of all, you should have a better learning experience. Means like the quality of the
Right.
teachers, okay, the knowledge
Right.
you get. So like
Right.
in our whole school days and all, like if you see, we have never thought to ask questions. We have been
Right.
asked just to study, write the exam, clear, and score the marks. So that's the
Right.
whole goal, right? But like
Right.
somewhere we wanted to change it. Means like what changes in IIMs, which
Right.
we can't do in C or CS. Difference.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Got it. So, Naveen, I mean, it's interesting, right? Because I have, when I speak to people, who are in the education domain and, who've started teaching, it starts off from people being a teacher for a long time, or at least if not the time, the depth in which they would have gone down and they would have taught students. This is the core thing that will really help them come up with other ideas, because they've been in that for so long, they know the problems, and that is what leads them to build something or create another business, but surrounding, but they'll be trying to solve some problem there. There are
Yeah.
two reasons for this, right? One is, obviously, teaching is not scalable. You can only
Hmm.
teach to so many, teach only so many students at one point in time. No matter how much a person can teach, how much you
Yeah.
break boundaries, it cannot scale up just like a way an app would do, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So one is, you cannot scale up, and
Yeah.
another is, uh, the kind of freedom that you'll get, once you have the product with you. You're moving from the service to a product thing, because a lot of people have this dream. A lot of them start off with the flow as a service, and then they realize that there's so much of time and effort that goes in, and then there's only so much money that you can make, and then that's
Yeah.
how they move to product, right? There is a transition. And that is exactly, what I saw the moment you said, you started off teaching and then you built a product, but then you came back to teaching now, right? You've taken
Hmm.
that. Now my question is this, right? Didn't you try pivoting in the product itself? Why did you have to come back to service, or how difficult is it? Or are you just being patient? You know what, let me just do the service thing for another 3 4 years, and then let me get back into product.
See, it's not about like we creating a product or service. Means like once we got into the market, we did a lot of research. Means
Right.
the people who pursue these professional courses are very less. Okay, as compared to
Right.
a CA, or like if you think about IIT JEE, like that's a huge number. Okay, but when we think about these courses, right, professional, because only after your degree you will start it. Okay, after the age of
Right.
21, 22, or
Do
like
you
at
have
the age
some
of 30,
numbers,
35.
Naveen? Do you
Mhm.
have some rough numbers that will compare what are the number of people that aspire for IIT JEE versus what are the people of, what are the number of students that
IIT
aspire for this?
JEE, I don't have a number as such, but
Okay.
on an average for let's say just CMA USA, okay, there
Right.
are somewhere around like 8,000 to 10,000 people who take the exam
Per year.
per year.
That's it.
That's it.
From the whole of India.
Yes.
Oh my God.
I'll just
Okay.
ask you like, when was the first time you heard about CPA USA?
Okay. See, for me, right, I might be a
Hmm.
little outlier because I used to talk to somebody who used to run this company called as Praxis. Now, he was teaching in Christ University. His name was Matthew
Ah,
Verghese. Because
I
of him,
know.
I got to know this CMA USA and CPA USA. There are
Yes.
students who are doing their degree in Christ, but who are
Majority of them
aspiring
do.
to go do their CMA or CPA. I'm sorry, can you help me with the difference between CMA and CPA?
See, like in India, we have CS, CS, CMA, right? Uh,
CA, CS, and CMA.
CS and
Okay.
CMA. Means
Okay.
like CA is a chartered accountant
Chartered
who looks after
accountancy.
statutory accounting,
Okay.
or books of accounts, maintenance, auditing, all these things. Okay.
Okay.
In the same way, CS is more related to company.
Okay.
Okay. He looks after the inside of the company.
What is the
CA
expansion
is
of CS?
company secretary.
Okay. Oh, okay. Fine.
Okay.
Huh.
And whenever you go to any of the manufacturing sector industries like, Tata or like Mahindra,
Right.
there comes something called as CMA, that is cost management accounting. Means it's all about cost and finance. Okay.
Okay.
So in the same way in USA also, like we have something called as CMA, CPA, or even CI. Means what they have done is they have made it more clear and simplified. Means like CMA, he's just a management accountant, and he needs to take care only about of the company. Like if you
Got
want
it.
to run a company, you may need a CMA. If you want to be a CFO of a company, you will need a CMA. Okay.
Okay.
Whereas if you are pursuing CPA, then
Hmm.
it is more related to a public accountant. It's as name itself
Hmm.
suggests, it is certified public accountant. It is equal to
Got
CA.
it.
Means like
Got it.
as a company we run it, but someone should sign
Right.
the document. Someone should
Right.
check if whatever we are doing is correct or not. That will be
Right.
taken care by a CPA in USA.
Got it.
So like they have made it more clear. Yeah.
Naveen, I have another question. Now, what
Yeah.
is this? See, MS, I understand, Master of Science, Master in Science or Master of Science. I'm sorry if there is one is wrong and one is correct. But when you
Yes.
go do that, you can come back to India and use your expertise and you can work. I agree. But a thing like taxing and all those things, I'm sure every country has its own rules, and the courses are also in accordance with the rules that each country rules and regulation and each country have, right? For example, if you do your CA in India, then you can only practice CA in India. If you're going to go do your CMA or CPA in USA, what is the career path for the students like? What are their aspirations like?
Yeah. India is one such country which can provide services to all over the world as of today. And also, we are also moving into manufacturing as well in recent days. Means like Tata Consultancy Services or Infosys. These companies provide services to the,
Okay.
US or UK, other countries, right? So, in the same way, like
Accounts based,
we
is it?
Indian, no, I'm speaking about the tech based. Like TCS or Infosys, if you consider, like they are
Tech,
service based
yeah, yeah, yeah.
companies.
Right, 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 right,
Correct,
right.
no? So,
Right,
we
right.
have such a
Yeah.
huge human resources, we can provide these services. Okay. So that's the whole reason, like
Right,
why Big
right.
Fours are coming to India, like consulting companies, accounting and auditing companies. So what happens?
Okay.
Like there is KPMG which works in India. So, okay, KPMG will not
Right,
just have Indian clients; they will have US client or UK client. So to provide services,
right,
rather than hiring someone from USA, they can hire someone from India. So that is how the job opportunities are improvising, I
right.
would say. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you mean to say that Indian students go to the US, they do one of these courses, CMA or CPA, then they come back to India, work for these big fours, and their clients will be people from the US. Is it companies from the US?
I'll make it more simple for you. Like by sitting in India only, you can pursue all these
Okay.
courses. You can complete these courses, and you can work in India and provide the
Oh,
services
okay.
to these US-based companies. It's like there's no
Got it, got it.
proper thing like okay, you should go to US and pursue CMA or CP. Not required. By sitting in India only, we can do it.
Oh, but the
Yeah.
exams will be,
In India again.
certified by the US
Yes,
universities in
yes,
India
yes, yes.
again. Oh,
Like it will be
okay.
certified by the
But
US.
these people who do the,
Mhm.
yeah, please go on.
Yeah. So basically, what happens is like in India, the exams will happen. Everything will be computer based. Okay. So whatever the
Okay,
evaluation, everything will be done again directly from the US. Like in making it more simple,
okay.
ICAI is there, right, in India, which looks after everything
Right,
related
right,
to CA. In the same way, in USA, we
right.
have something called as IMA and AICPA. So AICPA is the
Mm,
Institute for Certified Public Accountants, and this one, IMA is the Institute for CMA USA. Yeah.
right. Got it, got it. So the students who pursue the USCMA and the USCPA, when they have got that certificate, right, they will not be able to work with the Indian companies.
They will be able to work with the Indian companies, provided that not like a small CA firms. Like obviously, like whatever we learn with respect to CPA, it will be related to USA. Getting the
Huh.
point? So
Yeah.
whatever you study with respect to USA, you can work with Indian companies who are providing services to the other countries.
That's what your end clients
Huh.
will be from US only. Your end clients
Yeah,
cannot be the Indian people.
it doesn't make sense. Like even if you go for that, it doesn't make sense. Yeah,
Right,
means like if you
right.
learn US
No,
का
the
tax
reason
rate
I'm
क्या है?
asking you this question is this. No, the
Yes.
reason I'm asking you this question is this because as a guy, right, when I'm thinking of this, there is a small fear. See, you're an Indian sitting in India.
Hmm.
At the end of the day, your guaranteed thing is your Indian population, your Indian companies. Now,
Yeah.
now this is, don't you think this is indirectly affecting the population of the US in terms of jobs and all those things? Aren't Indians sitting in India competing with the people of US for their jobs? So, And you see these days there are so many talks going on about how the US government is also, the US public are also being aware of all these things, and they are probably protesting, and so from that aspect, is it not a risky thing for Indians to do this?
I would say no, but yes,
Oh,
like
okay.
what you said, like for that, I would like to say one point. See, even like you have some work experience, right? Like how the corporate culture works and all. So everything
Right.
is robotic. So if you're also going to be someone like that in the company, there's not going to be a lot of future for you in the future. Means like after 5 years down the line, you will be easily replaceable.
Right.
Getting the point? Means like US company is saying, okay, this is what you should do, and you're doing it. And maybe like
Hmm.
3 years down the line, you may be replaced very easily. But if you have the knowledge, like if you can contribute something to the company, that is when the difference will start happening. Means like it will not be so easy for the US based companies to remove you as well. Means like they need people. Okay.
Hmm.
And like what I have observed is like as a Indians, like we have a lot of patience to get the work done. Means like we can sit back and do the work. Okay,
Okay.
means like if you observe, we don't care about work-life balance somewhere. 8 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours, we just get the job done. Correct? No. So like at this point, what happens? We are the right set of people. But like if you think any other country like US or UK, they care about this work-life balance. After 5 o'clock, they will
Right.
not even pick the company's calls. So all these things will be
Right.
there. So in that case, like definitely it's a risky factor, and somewhere like there's a chance that we have no other option that we need to work for them. That chances are going to be there. Okay, but
Right.
at that
Right.
time, like if you are improvising, like for example, like we got something like make in India. We started building products for the other world. Correct? No? So at that time, it does make a lot of sense. Means like let's say there's a boat, a small startup company, right, with respect to airports, earphones, and all.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So if
Yes.
that company is shifting to US or UK, so at that point,
Right.
definitely like they will also hire Indian CMA CPAs, right, to work in USA.
Right.
So it would be a
Right.
improvisation because like we are going to be the global leader in the next 5 to 10 years. That chances are pretty high.
Great. Okay. And
Yeah.
the number you mentioned, right? 8,000 to 10,000 people, students from India, are the ones who pursue. This is specifically for the USCMA and the USCPA, correct?
I'm speaking about USCMA. I'm just speaking about USCMA.
Oh, the USCMA. Okay. The USCMA is just 8,000 to
Yeah.
10,000. Okay, fine.
Hmm.
And your startup, or whatever you're doing, the CMA guy, you're only focusing for the people who are doing the USCMA.
Yes. Right now, our only focus is for CMA USA. Means like, let's build the best out of it. Like you said, right? You should be able to scale it. Like, how can we
Right.
improvise it? How can we provide something better as compared to other competitors? Like, first we are going to build that, and once we are done
Got
with
it.
it, like we are going to focus on the other process as
Got it. Got
well.
it, Naveen. Naveen, I've come across one person, who's doing, who's teaching, I think the USCMA, but not privately, but
Yeah.
through a university, right?
Hmm.
Now, what is your model? Are you tied up with an academy, and you're teaching a bunch of them, or are you having your private students?
I have my own private students. Means like it's like a private academy. Like the CMA is a brand for that, and through
Okay,
the CMA, like we'll be just focusing on the classes properly. Means like whosoever wants to join, they will directly join to us, and then we will teach them and we will help them in passing the exams. Even students from place are also joining us. So that's how it works.
got it, got it. Okay, and you said the iPro Ledge, the product that you were
Hmm.
planning on, which was similar to Healthify Me, that was started in the middle of your CMH guy
No,
journey,
no,
is it?
no, no. That was the whole first thing like which we started. Means like for
Okay.
the first time when we thought okay we should do something really good, we thought
Mm-hmm.
like see anyways like there are many teachers okay
Mm-hmm.
who work as a freelancers and all, and also like
Right.
there are many students who won't get the right kind of education. So
Right.
let's mix both of them and build something
Okay.
so good that they get whatever they are looking for in one simple
Okay.
word. Okay,
Okay.
means rather than like me being a teacher, because as you
Mm-hmm.
said you can't scale it up for a very long period of time. Okay,
Right.
like you can teach to the extent like where you have a passion, but over and above that, you can't teach. As simple as that. So
Right.
at that point, like it's not like I have these people, like all the passionate teachers, if they can come and teach one particular course, like whatever they're expert in. So
Got
let
it.
them teach. So that it's going to be very good, even for them, because they get a platform to teach, and like
Right.
students also have the right kind of faculties. So that was the mindset. And over and above that, like we'll build a product according to that. Means like
Right.
what student is doing, how is it helping them, where are they standing. So A to Z,
Right.
everything. So that's what we
Right.
thought. But then later on, I understood, okay, means like students are ready for it, like with respect to the product. But the problem
Right.
is, first of all, we need to fix the education. Like without even you fixing the education, if you bring
Right.
the product, what's the point of this product? Okay, means like you teach and then you have something which
Right.
supports. Means product is more like a byproduct rather than a primary product for the
Right.
students. Okay, so that's why we thought, okay, chalo,
Got it.
let's first focus on the course that is service, and if we are able to teach the best for them, then this product will help them to achieve the exams. Without that, also they can pass. But without a good learning, if they have an app, there is no point of it. Hope you are able to get the point.
Yeah, yeah, no, got it, got it. The app doesn't make sense. There was a little bit of a lag actually, probably
Hmm.
because of the network issue. So let me
Hmm.
reiterate what I understood. Just correct me
Yeah.
if I'm wrong. The point that you made was this, right? You said the teaching, the service is the first important thing, and as a value add or as a supplement to the teaching is what your app was going to solve some problems surrounding it. The product was always going
That's
to
it.
be a supplement. It was not going to replace the teaching at all, which is when I realized that Healthify Me, I've used, I like the app mainly to check what food is how many calories and stuff like that. I haven't really,
Yeah.
used it beyond that. And,
Hmm.
and then I realized that, the app offers a certain plan, but its value add is offering some personalized coaching where
True.
they will come and they will probably help you with designing, but yours is a little in the opposite direction. You first offer coaching
Yeah.
where there is a human intervention, and on top
Yeah.
of it comes your app as a product which might also have again personalized coaching and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
that is what
Like
I
one
understood.
on one.
Naveen, like one-on-one and stuff like that. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
which will be personalized. Yeah, got it.
Yeah.
Naveen, you started the CMA guy when in Jan 2021, is it?
So yeah. 2020.
Yeah, and this product idea was, tried even before that for about 5 months,
Procreate
and then
somewhere
you
like
paused it.
yes. Yeah. So we were working on it, like we did our research, and then we thought, okay, let's pause it for a while, and later on, like we'll focus and continue further.
Got it, Naveen.
Yeah.
Naveen, I'm definitely going to come back to this and deep dive into all these things. But now, let me take a step back. I was referring to your LinkedIn profile, and I've just gathered
Hmm.
some information, and I have some questions to ask you, mainly because our target audience of this podcast is mostly going to be knowledge entrepreneurs or course creators, something to do around that. This is when I saw you had this title called as Top 50 Creator in Graphy,
Yeah.
which was very interesting. And I'm sure a lot of people aspire for something like that. Can you, walk us through that entire journey and, how you got to being, the top 50 creator in Graphy? Because Graphy is a huge marketplace. A lot of people from India have their courses, and top 50 is quite a thing.
Yeah.
So, can you walk us through that journey?
Yeah. So basically, it was sheer luck. Okay, and just the
Okay.
attitude to just apply means like it was not something which I planned. So yeah, like I will be into top 50. Definitely not.
Hmm.
Means like what happened is
Okay.
like just in case if you know Ranveer Allahabad,
Yeah.
beer biceps, yeah. So I do follow him a lot, and in
Okay.
LinkedIn, like I have been since somewhere in the period of 2020, I have started LinkedIn. So I was
Right.
working towards it. So at that point, like this Ranveer Alabadia writes a content saying that like, see, if you want to create something, if you want to be a content creator, entrepreneur, and like learn, we are building another platform, something called as Graphic. Okay, all that you need to do is apply for it, and there will be like big people like Ankur Warikoo, B Unit, Gaurav Taneja, Barka Singh. All these people will come and train you. Like what they did so that like they got into that huge level, and like how you can also become that, like what you should be doing for that, all this thing. So I
Got it.
was like, okay, I just applied, and like my main core area was anyways finance. Okay, so
Right.
I was like, chalo, I applied, and all that they asked is like you just need to do one session
Mm.
for the first time, because like at that point, graphic platform was something like which was not known to many at the
Right.
earlier stage I'm speaking. Okay.
Right.
So then I was like, okay, chalo. Anyways, like I do have some students, and it's been a while since I'm in the entrepreneurship and like into the business. So it
Right.
makes some sense like if people are coming. So I went
Right.
ahead and made some sessions. Like the first session, I got somewhere around like 100 to 120 plus people in the session. So I
Okay.
did, discuss with a lot of people, share it with some, and all these things. And the ratio with respect to the people who are watching it was pretty high. It's like more than
Okay.
70% of the time they watched all the whole video. So that's when like I got selected. Means like it was purely out of a luck. It was not something like okay, chalo, I am going to get selected. Or like if you ask me, do I have so much of skills? Definitely not. Like compared to many other content creators, I'm someone like who is a very noob to it. But yeah, it happened.
You're being really modest and humble here. I can definitely see that because I'm sure, probably, I think the word luck gets used when people don't really, probably, you don't like really break it down and analyze what exactly got me that thing. Because probably, you're not a
Yeah,
person who's totally obsessed with it or something. But I'm sure, there is something that really caught on the students' attention in that thing. And I assume from what you said, I take it that it was a self-paced course. It was a recorded course. It,
yeah.
it was not a live one-on-one, right?
It was a live, like not one on one. It was a live session.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, it was a live. Oh, okay,
Yeah.
fine. And
Hmm.
when you said that, people continued to stick on to your session for more than 90% of the time, this is what you
For
meant.
that
It was
particular
not a
session.
recorded
Yeah.
session at all.
No, no.
Got it. I think the reason is pretty clear from whatever you said. I don't know how you said that, you're not a talented or a skilled guy and all these things. But I think as a teacher, the primary skill lies in, you said, right, in the beginning, if you're able to make a 6-year-old understand, I think that's all a teacher needs.
It's
Probably
always
that's
done.
what you did. And
Hmm.
probably that is why, people continue to stick on for more than 90%.
Yeah.
Um, Okay, and then what happened after that? Like, what's your journey on Graphy been like? That was your first thing,
It's like
first
that was the
experience.
first time. And after some 15 to 20 days, I get to know, okay, that I have been selected out of the other 49 people. So that is when
Okay,
the training started. Means like these top 50 people are the one like who need to create more sessions, videos, and all those
right,
things. On top of that, like the resource persons like Gaurav, all these people will come and train us, like how to
right,
scale. Okay, what you should do as a content creator. So like when these people come and train us, like you get to know, okay, means like whatever we are thinking, okay, this is content. That would be wrong.
right, right.
But for any reasons, like if we focus on in the right manner, like if you ask me about Ankur Waripu, he's a proper mathematics person.
Okay,
Okay, means like he exactly know what is the content he should give and how many likes he get, how many views he get. So he plans it to such an extent that like the
wow,
24 hours likes, okay, subscribers, so month on month, like how much likes is growing, how many subscribers are growing, he calculates almost everything. And like he almost on 7 to 8 platforms, if you know, right? LinkedIn,
right.
Instagram, Twitter,
Yeah,
podcast.
yeah.
So like he just know the mathematics of it. Okay,
Okay,
so that is the whole reason like why he's able to scale it. So how he does it, like, and why he does it. Like if you see, sometimes we feel
right,
bad for this person. Like okay, every time he says, okay, three things I wish I knew, three things that, three this. So he keeps saying it, right? But like, what is
right.
actually working? Basically, there's a rule of three. Like whenever you see anything called as three, right? You will stick to it
Huh.
and you will read it. Okay, either two will not work or even five will not work, but three works. Psychology.
Wow. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So he just considers everything, and definitely he's a businessman. Okay, before being a content creator, right? Like he started a
Right.
company called Nearby. So those are the
Yeah,
things
yeah,
like which
yeah,
were working. Yeah. So
yeah.
these things we will learn. And like when it comes to Ranveer Alamadia, it's absolutely different again. Means he focused
Okay,
more on content. Okay, and like build a content. Like rather than just simply creating a content, build it. Like part one, part two. So make people curious. So these are the things like which we can learn, like the growth means it was just one beer bicep channel with respect to fitness, but today
Right,
it's not just a YouTube channel at all. Like he owns around 4 to 5 businesses, so
right,
that's a huge thing out of just one YouTube channel. So in this
right.
way, like how these people are
Interesting.
building backgrounds, BTS, yeah,
Great. Naveen, you said something really interesting. Two things very interesting, but I'm gonna I'd come back to both these two things. You said don't create but build, right? What is the
yeah.
difference? Can you dive deeper and explain what is the difference between creating content and building content, and how it translates into different outcomes?
See, like whenever like we create a content, anybody can create it. Okay.
Hmm.
If you see some of the Insta reels or YouTube videos, there will be some videos where you get like 3 to 5 million, likes and all somewhere. Likes, just three to
Right,
five million of
right,
likes. Okay. But if you see the
right.
followers or the other videos of those people, you will not have such a great number of views or likes. It will be gone.
Exactly.
Okay.
They'll just be a one reel wonder or something like
One
that.
reel like
Yeah.
which shoots up. That's it. Means like what about the others? It will not be there. But when you see the other
Right.
channels, like most known people, like there will be a consistency. For example, like let's say Dhruv Rathi. So you take any video of his, you will have a minimum of 2 lakh views. Getting the idea? So like
Hmm.
what happens? He is building. Means
Right.
like after making one video, people are waiting for the next video. Oh, I want to see this guy. I want to see this guy what he comes up with. The ideology. But like, whereas when you see any reels, you will not say, I want to see this guy again. Okay, this guy is making fun. I'm enjoying. I'm done here. Differences.
Right.
Yeah. So over the period, like what you build matters because you should know, right? Like, okay, after 2 years also, whatever the video you see, it should make some sense.
Hmm.
So that's the agenda. Yeah.
Great. So what I take from this is, creating content is just randomly doing something, and then, you don't even know why it's a hit, and you're not even able to
Yeah.
predict something. But you're saying building content is being more conscious of what you're doing and then having a plan about how you're going to go about things. So,
Yes.
okay, got it. And you said another thing. I'm just gonna ask you, what are the three things that you learned from this training that you underwent?
Graphic training.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So the first point is like, okay, never say no to any opportunity. Okay. So like
Okay.
you never know, okay, what comes ahead. First thing. And second
Right,
thing is like ask questions. That is something like which I always used to do, but I got more confidence with respect to that. Like ask questions. Like even if it is dumb, so just go ahead and ask questions. Okay, either you get a yes or no.
right,
But if you don't ask, you will not get anything. Simple. Okay. And third thing is like don't think these people as a celebrity. Like anyone you see, right? Be it Ankur Warikoo, Ranveer
right,
Lahawadiya,
right,
Barka
right,
Singh. Okay, like
right,
when you meet them or like when you go ahead and speak to them, don't make them feel like okay, you're a celebrity. I'm a fan of yours. Don't make them feel that. I'll tell you the reason behind it. Like because end of the day, they're also human beings. Okay,
right,
so like when we speak like a normal friend, like the way I'm speaking with Jagmohan. So if I speak in the
right,
exact same way with those people, they will be more happy to interact. Okay, but like when I say I'm your fan, then like whatever I speak, I am just trying to butter you up there. Jagmohan, you know what,
right,
like I like you so much, all these things. And like they get to know that like they don't feel good about it, and they try to
right,
keep the distance. So if at all like you're so good with these people, like speak in a normal manner, like they will be so good, they will always help you out even in the many other situations other than the graphic, like outside of that also. If you go and speak with them, they'll help you out because like they know okay, this person is genuine. Yeah.
great, great. And this training was on online thing, I believe.
Yeah, it was online.
Okay. Did you get a chance to network with the rest of the 49 creators?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like we have a group. Like I did make some good friends out of these people. Some of them are having almost like 1 million
Okay.
followers. So around 5 lakh subscribers on YouTube. So it is there, definitely. I did meet some great people all over.
Great, great, nice. And tell me something. After the training that you underwent with Graphy, you started, are you active on Graphy? Have you built an audience in Graphy? What are the changes that you saw, uh, with your creation
Yeah.
process?
That is something like which I did a mistake there. To be very honest with you, means like I was
Okay.
supposed to go ahead and build something like really great because considering the training and all that. But I
Right.
was more focused on my startup. Means like, chalo, I need to
Hmm.
build this product, courses, all those things. Because of
Right.
that, like the content creation part is something like which I focus very little. Okay. Maybe
Ah.
like if I would have focused more, the things would have been very much different. But I thought, okay, business is first. Let me focus on my startup. So I focused on that rather than focusing more on the content part. So that was the whole mindset. But later now I'm focusing on the content creation part as well. But yeah, like we do whatever the platforms we are using graphic platforms itself, like our application, websites, all those things like we are building on graphic as of now.
Okay, fine. You said, you made a mistake, right? When you
Hmm.
when you started talking about your creation, your content
Yeah.
creation, you said, you focus more on your business, and but
Hmm.
you referred to that as being a mistake. Why did you refer to that as being a mistake?
I'll tell you something. Like, if at all Ranveer Allahbadia starts his YouTube channel today, okay, he would not
Hmm.
grow to that extent where he is today, even after next 5 years. Okay, means like there's always going to be a
Right,
saturation point. There's always going to be more people who comes into the picture. So, like when this whole graphic thing started,
right.
it was great. Means like we had a lot to learn, but it came somewhere in between when I was
Right.
in the early stage of my startup. As well. So I used to take care of both of them. Okay, I learned it there, and I thought, okay, I'll implement it, but later. I'll implement it. Like the learning was great,
Okay,
I should implement it, but I thought I'll implement it
got
little
it.
bit later. So that is something like which didn't work out. That's what I mean to say. Yeah,
You mean to say you lost some, critical time there, which could have
yeah,
made a lot of difference for you.
yeah, yeah. And especially it was a lockdown time as well, right?
Okay, got it.
So it would be a huge difference because like majority of the content creators whosoever we see today, majority of them have come into the picture only at the time of lockdown. Prior to lockdown, like they were not even existing. Yeah.
Right.
So that's there.
And Naveen, this content you were going to create, obviously based on your domain, that is the CMA and all those things.
Hmm. Yeah.
Okay. And in
Means
this group of 49, 50 people, were there any other person from the same domain? Was there any other
yes,
creator?
like not exactly for the professional courses, but there were few
Okay,
people with respect to finance, management, okay, business knowledge, like that. There were few people.
got it. And Naveen, when I asked you, what are the three things that you learned from that training that you underwent with Graphy, right? You said
Mm-hmm.
as a person, what are the things that you
Mm-hmm.
realized? For example, you spoke about not treating anybody as a celebrity. Just go and ask them questions. That is the thing. And then you said, do not stop asking questions no matter how silly or that's okay. Those are three things that you learned from an outside perspective. Now what I want to know is what are the three things that you took away from their training. What are the three top lessons you thought that you got from them?
Okay. First point is quality over quantity. Sorry, quantity over quality. Means,
Oh, okay.
yeah, means like we all think, okay, we should build something which is perfect. No, there's nothing called as
Hmm.
perfect in this world. Like you
Hmm.
build, okay, like you put hundreds of videos, random videos.
Hmm.
Out
Hmm.
of 100, one will click and get to know why it is being clicked and work towards it. First thing, okay, and then second thing is like trust the
Got it.
process.
Got it.
Means like content creation, it's not like okay, first day you got 100, second day 200, third day 300. No, 30 days you will get zero. 31st day you may
Right.
get 10, and or somewhere on 50th day you may get 1,000. So that's the way it works. Means like you just need to trust the process and you just
Right.
keep moving ahead with it. Okay, so that is something like
Right.
which I understood considering these people in the second. And the third thing is like
Right.
keep pivoting. Like we think, right? Okay, I'm comfortable with respect to this content. Should I go and focus on some other content? That question will be there, right? So no, Just
Right.
keep pivoting. Means like it's like go to some other place, come back, and again keep doing whatever you do. It's okay. But like think if that works. Like you're a educational channel, but also focus on blogging for a while. Like one or two videos you make like a vlogging, but please keep make sure that whatever you're working, like education content, right? Even at the time of vlogging, if you can provide some education content, go ahead. But like you're just changing the way you're delivering now.
Right.
Like I can just teach you right now in this way, or I can go somewhere outside and give you the real life examples.
Right.
So think about it, like whatever the changes you can do. So if you can pivot or if you can change and keep upskilling in any possible way, go ahead and focus on it. Yeah.
Got it. Just to kind of get some more clarity on the third point you said. Very interesting. You said, look, if you're already a creator, creating something or building a content, you're saying, please try creating in a different way, or even altogether a different thing. Feel free to do that, but do not stop whatever you're already doing. Keep that also
Yeah.
going, but then do something else also. That's what
Yeah.
you're saying.
Parallel. Hmm.
Parallelly, yeah, parallelly. Do not
Yeah.
stop whatever you're doing that is working for you, is what you're trying to say. Great,
Yeah.
great. Um, and you said Ankur Wariku, the Ranveer from Beer Biceps, and who are the other people that you mentioned, Naveen?
Barka Singh,
Okay,
Gaurav Taneja,
okay.
Andrew Rati, and one more person. This one, there's something called as like shitty ideas trending. Just in case if you know.
Yeah, yeah. Shitty Ideas Training. I've heard of
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. Those. People. Yeah.
Okay, great. I just asked so that people can
Hmm.
probably go follow them and see, pick out some trends or patterns from them, and if there's something for them to learn, they can do that. That's the reason I
Yeah.
asked. Naveen, now considering that we are catering to people who are in the teaching domain or the training domain, there's one important thing that I wanted to talk to you about, a core thing, right? You said, and I'm sure a lot of people have told this, big guys in the past, if you can, whatever you're teaching, if you can help a 6-year-old understand, then you're, teaching amazing, right? Then you're on the
Yeah.
right track. I'm sure there are different methods in which people crack this code. I mean, like, can you offer some insights to people out there, who are in the teaching domain, but who might not be, who might not have cracked that code? How do they figure out that, do they literally go and teach a 6-year-old and see if the 6-year-old understands? Or what is it? Can you deep dive into this, please?
Yeah. See, like sometimes even like we fail in it. Okay, it's not like okay we'll always get to teach and like people will understand. That's not going to happen.
Right,
Sometimes
right,
you'll meet someone like who is way more experienced, and whatever you say, it makes sense. Okay.
right,
First thing
right,
is like see, it's a English. Okay, or like you take any language. Whenever
right,
like you ask something, right? If I use some great words, you know what, like encyclopedia, that, this, like if I use some crazy words, right? You'll be like,
right,
what is happening? I have lost the connection. Correct, no?
right,
So make it so simple, like for example, analysis. How will you define the word analysis? Sir, like analysis means like you ask anyone, they'll be like, sir, analysis means analyzing. Okay, what is analyzing? Means like you are going to cut it down. Okay, like whatever the question you ask, then like definitely expect the answer from the students first. So you get to know, okay, where are they standing? Okay,
right,
so like once you understand, okay, where they are standing, then go ahead and keep asking the questions. It's not like, okay, nobody is dumb. It's just that people have stopped thinking somewhere. That's what I believe. So means like
right.
everyone is intelligent, especially like when we say Indians, we are intelligent, but we have stopped our thinking. That's it to some extent. Maybe like I may sound rude on this. I'm sorry for that. Okay,
No, no.
so
I
that is
mean,
there.
yeah.
Yeah. So what happens is like whatever the questions you ask, they will give the answers. And again, deep dive into it. Why? Like what is happening? So once you start asking the questions, like everyone know what is sales, what is cost, and what is profit. Correct?
Right,
No. Like nobody is even that dumb. You know what? I'll bring a product for 10 rupees and I will sell it for 8 rupees. Nobody will say it because it's a loss.
right,
And everyone will say, I will sell it for 12 rupees. So people know it, but like why? Why will you do it? Because I want to make money. I want to earn profits. So they will understand it. So rather than like you teaching everything to the person, people are already intelligent. Just bring that out of them. Like speak to them so that they will be like, okay, huh. This is true because even you would have used Amazon Prime. You would have used, many other subscriptions like, this one, Zomato Pro, or like, why you get Amazon ka free delivery. So many things are there, right? And like most importantly, why are you getting so much of, products at such a lower price in Amazon? Why? How will they make money? So
Right.
somewhere like we need to understand.
Right.
You will get curious about it. So bring the real
Right.
life situations to the people. They will only discuss a lot. Simple.
Got it, Naveen. So when you say that, teach in a way that even a 6-year-old understand, what you mean is that, first of all, use simple language. This is to all the teachers out there. If they want to improve their teaching methodologies, use very
Yeah.
simple language so that, people don't lose the connection with you. If you use some jargons which you're not able to avoid, then take some time out and break that down for them. Probably that might help.
Yeah.
That might even help them learn a new word or two. And another thing is, you're telling teaching is not a one way traffic. Try and communicate with them, make it a two-way thing. Discuss. Teach in the form of a
Yes.
discussion is another thing that I would take away from what you said. And use real life examples, what most of them are using today. So I
Yeah.
think these things, if you follow, you're almost there. You can say that, you're teaching in a way that even a 6-year-old can understand. Great.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that breaking down. Naveen, now going back to your content creation, right? You said after attending the training that was offered by Graphy, you said, you probably delayed it a little bit and you should have taken that opportunity right then and there. But it's better late than never. You've started now recently.
Hmm.
What are some of the rules that you follow while you're creating your content? Now I'm sure you're trying to build your social media presence, right? And what are the
Yeah.
platforms that you're primarily targeting, and what is the strategy that you're looking to implement?
I am focusing right now only on Instagram.
Okay.
Means just the Instagram for the video content, and
Okay.
LinkedIn is anyways going to be there. So I'm just being very normal. It's not like okay, I'm super active or something like that. But yeah,
Right.
I'm looking forward to get active very soon again on LinkedIn. So that is it. So when you say Instagram, like I am someone like who doesn't believe in a cringe content somewhere. Means maybe the reason would be there. Like that's the reason why I love Instagram a lot.
Right.
Somewhere like whatever people speak, it makes a lot of sense on Instagram. Sorry, on LinkedIn as compared to Instagram.
Right.
Okay, so that's one of the reason why it has been delayed for a very long period of time with respect to my content. But now
Okay.
what I understood is like I was
Okay.
actually wrong thinking that okay, people just like cringe content. Okay, if a girl is coming and dancing, or if some guy is doing a joke, they will get a lot of likes. They don't care about the knowledge,
Right.
content, and all.
Right.
But yes, especially our people, our
Right.
Kannada people have proved it wrong. Like they did say that like if you give a quality content, we do care, but like how you give matters.
Right.
Okay, so like now what I'm understanding is like give a quality content and like be a little bit more
Uh-huh.
consistent. Plus, yes, you need to have some tricks. Like a hookup line. First 3 to 4 seconds, what you speak matters. Okay, like
Hmm.
if you
Hmm.
lose people in the first 3 to 4 seconds, then you're gone. You can't do anything for that. But like first thing is we should focus on
Got
that,
it.
and over and above that, like there are many other things like likes is just a small matter. Save and share matters a lot. Okay, and out of everything, if people are able to connect with you or not, if people are able to connect with you, then like you're done.
Hmm.
Okay, so I understood. Okay, just keep a quality content. Okay, create something really good for them. And I'm someone like who is fond of a lot of movies. Like if I have a break, all that I do is just watch movies or web series. So that's the whole thing which I always prefer to do in my whole life. So if that's the case,
Okay.
that's the same thing I'm taking it into the content creation as well. Like just in case, like if you
Right.
see KGF movie, there's so many things to learn from it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so take that and bring it into the corporate culture. Like why he became a great businessman. What is wrong? What is right? So once we start
Hmm.
getting into that, people are also interested. Like I did observe, like if you know in Karnataka, like for D-Boss, there's a huge fan base.
Yeah.
Correct? No, it's like D-Boss is almost like a god. So
Yeah.
and that is something like which we have. We don't care about politicians, but we care about our stars. Like be
Yeah.
it Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Andhra,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
they
Yeah.
matter to us. So
Yeah.
when whatever they speak, it gives some feel like yeah, whatever these people are saying, it makes sense. Be it our this guy, this Vikram movie, Kamal Hassan. So he's a
Right.
great actor out of nowhere. More than that, like some of the words what he speaks, it makes a lot of sense. Or like our
Right.
Rajnikant, he's a great motivator somewhere. So it's not like
Right.
okay, one person or two person, but like when it comes to movies and the movie stars, we love them a lot. So create a content
Right.
according to that. It's like dialogues, quality. So that is something like which I'm
Mhm.
focusing right now. If you ask me, business plus movies, create a content. That is Biz by Naveen.
Okay. What is your Instagram handle? Biz by Naveen, is it?
Biz by Naveen, yeah.
Okay, cool. So interesting. Uh, so what you're saying is now, for example, when you said KGF, right? You're saying that KGF. You have you created something like what are the three business lessons we can learn from the KGF? Are you
You
talking
can say
like
that.
that?
Yeah. Like you can,
Huh.
like I haven't created that. You just gave me one content idea. I'll focus on that now. Yeah.
Sure. No, because I was just wondering, how you can mix up these two things. How you can probably bring in these two things, and that's what I thought. And when you
Yeah.
said, okay, I'm gonna dig a little bit deeper on this topic. Why? Because I feel this is a little valuable for all the teachers out there. I think one of the biggest problems that we face is to get students, right? And I'm not saying, you need to market and all those things, but if you dig deep and if you see why some teachers are not getting good students even though they think they're great teachers, it's simply because students don't know you, man. You need to put yourself out there, right? Otherwise, how are the teachers, and today, you know what, the best thing that's happened for teachers is teachers do not have the problem of boundaries. If you are in, no matter where you are, which remotest part of India you are, if you're a good teacher, you can get students from all over the world. And for that, I
Yeah.
think one of the important things that you need to do is create content on social media and put it out there. And it doesn't have to be teaching. And that is why I think this is important topic to discuss, because you told something that's very important. Students today, especially in places that are not in cities, maybe they are, one of the important, part of their life, at least from where I come from, right? South India, if you see, there is a lot of following for stars, as you rightly said. So you're telling, go take something from their interest zone and link that with your domain, is what you're saying. As a concept,
Yeah.
I understand, Navi. This is fine. But I want to, get some actionable examples from you. If you were to address, let's say there are 50 teachers that are listening to you, and their next question in their head goes, Aitappa idala okay. But hege, how do I go and do this? Can you give a practical example? Like, how can they go about doing this?
Yeah, I'll just give you one example. Like, it's not even directly from the
Sure.
movies, okay? But
Okay.
just a small act of Ash, okay? See,
Okay.
whenever like we see Ash, okay, he's a national star. Because of one
Yeah.
movie, he's been known to almost everyone now. And because of that, like he got
Right.
an ad of this Vimal Gutka, correct? No, so he rejected it.
Right.
That's a huge amount of money to him.
Okay.
But like still, he rejected it,
Right.
saying that like I don't want to give a wrong message to my people in any possible way. Okay, so that's the
Right.
difference like which is going to
Right.
happen. Means somewhere, yes, definitely like we need to understand
Okay.
he's a actor. Whatever he does is acting. So in that case, like it's okay for him to make
Hmm.
money. But like he was not okay with it. So we understood.
Right.
Like as a fan, we have
Right.
a lot of respect to this band. Getting the idea? So that is one. Or like in the
Right.
same way, whenever we see Darshan, like we get to know, okay, like what is he trying to do with respect to these things, farm, forest department. He's a brand ambassador for our country, Darshan. So like
Right.
these people set an example. Like more than movies, what they do in real life makes some sense. That is one.
Right.
Otherwise, like just in case, have you watched Googly movie in any case? Ash's
Googly,
movie.
no. No, no, no. Not yet.
Okay.
No.
So let's just take, like, see, in KGF, there will be a scene where he goes and meet Inayat Khalil. A small scene,
Right.
correct? No? Like,
Right.
he meets with this Adira, okay, he will have a fight, and then he goes and meet this Inayat Khalil. So everyone will think, okay, what is wrong with this guy? Correct? No, like
Right.
he's taking all the gold, everything, and he's going. But he will
Right.
go ahead and plan for a bigger business. Like
Right.
sitting here or sitting in just one Bangalore, I can't do anything. If I want to control whole India, I need to go ahead and speak with the boss. That is Inayat Khalil. He has such a huge power. So let me directly go and deal with that person rather than dealing with some random people. one thing.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
so that's the content. Like if you're building something, you just don't focus in this level, focus on this level, so that like it makes a lot of sense. I hope you are able to get an idea, like the bird's eye view. And in the same way, like if you think about KGF chapter 1, there's a dialogue. ಯಾರೋ ಒಂದು 10 ಜನ ಹೊಡೆದು ರೌಡಿ ಆಗಿದ್ದ ಏನೋ ಡಾನ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದಲ್ಲ ಇರೋ 10 ಜನನು ಡಾನ್ಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ I'm sorry
Right.
I'm speaking a
Right.
lot about movies, but yeah, like whatever he
No, no, no.
says
It's
there, right? Like
interesting. No, no,
it
no.
is, yeah. Hmm.
No, I mean, it is. See, you're talking a lot about movies because I'm sure there is something about it that you're trying to implement. All I'm trying to
Yeah,
do is just figure out what is the. I'm just trying to
yeah,
get in your shoes and see the way you're trying to see. That's about it.
yeah,
Now, when you said I'm going to like dig a little deeper on this, Naveen, till I get a clear understanding. Now, you said when I asked you to give me some examples, you spoke about, Yash rejecting a certain ad opportunity, and you spoke about Darshan, being the brand ambassador for Karnataka wildlife and forests and all those things. Now, are you saying teachers should talk about these things, or are you saying teachers should do something like this? I'm not getting uh, this part.
See, yeah, like again, like see, let's say for example, like you're not someone who is very much fond about movies and all. Okay, and obviously, like when we say there are 50% of the people who love these stars, there are other 50% of the people who hate. That is there. Like
Right,
with the teachers, I'm speaking. Okay, like these
right,
people are
right,
like literally ruining. You know what they say? She will come and he will have a cigarette in his mouth. What kind of message he is giving with KGF movie? So all these points also will come. So it's not
right.
necessary like straight away. Okay, we should take these examples and teach them. Okay, I'm
Okay,
not saying it. That's just my perspective. Means like connect with them in such a manner it makes some sense to them. Reality. Like uh, all that you see is just the content of the movies, right? Other than that, like what do you have? Or like let's say, as a teacher, if you start speaking about Vishwesharaya, how many people are ready to listen to you?
hmm,
What? And like definitely we would have heard, you know what, like Vishwesharaya ಅವರು ಕಂಬದ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಓದಿದ್ರಂತೆ ಲೈಟ್ ಇನ್ ಕಂಬದ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಕುತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಓದಿದ್ರಂತೆ ಚಲೋ because there was no
right.
electricity at that point. Is does that mean like I should also go and sit down this electricity light and I should read? No. So that differences will come, right? So
Hmm,
whatever the
hmm.
examples you're giving, you should make some sense for it, like from the student's perspective. So that's
Got
what
it.
I'm telling. Yeah.
Got it, Naveen. No, no, no.
Hmm.
I think I got your point now. I'm gonna
Yeah.
like explain, and then you can probably let me know if if I'm thinking correctly. What you're trying to
Yeah.
say is this: whatever you're teaching as a teacher, um, identify what the students are interested in. Let's say
Yeah.
a lot of students are interested in movies, a lot of students are interested in some animated cartoons or some characters. Somehow bring those bring those people and intertwine with your narrative is what you're trying to say, because this
Yeah.
is this is the way you capture their attention, and then probably put a title with these actors name and then mix up your content so that you're using this to grab students attention, because you're talking about an idol of a particular group of students. So students is bound to click and see what is this guy talking about, Yash or Darshan or Upendra or somebody. And then while you still talk about them, which gets their attention, you also communicate whatever you have to with
The
respect to
message.
whatever you're teaching.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is, and I think this can be applicable for teachers all around India based on their demography and based on their state and all those things. Great, got
Yes.
it. Naveen, I just quickly, I didn't know your Instagram handle before you told me it is Biz by Naveen, because I've only been searching anything that's related to the CMA guy, right? Um, can we spend a few minutes just, let me just ask you a quick number of questions. I see that you've got about 79 posts, and then, you've got about 1,970 followers. You've got 72 following. So the way I look at your profile is that, look, there are some people who will have followers, but their following will be more. So there is not much credibility there, because, if you follow 3,000 people, maybe 1,500 of them will follow you back. So that's no big deal. But if you've got 1,970 followers, but you're only following 72 people, it's quite a bit of organic following that I see here. And what I see, the first thing that I see when I open your Instagram profile is that there is a certain pattern and style. You've chosen the color blue. at least for your the first few posts that I see, is all got the blue background. So I see this, you're trying to build a brand for yourself, and you're talking about interesting topics about Ambani and free petrol and all those things. So can you share your thought process behind this? Why have you done whatever you've done? And if you can also talk about how much time it took for you to reach 1970 followers on Instagram, and has your plan been working so far?
Yeah, my plan is working out, I would say. What happened is, I was expecting a
Hmm.
great number, to be very honest with you. I was
Okay.
expecting, okay, chala, I'll come to Instagram and I'll start posting, and immediately by around 100 posts, I'll get 10K followers. That was my expectation, to be very
Ah,
honest.
right,
Okay, yeah.
right.
But over the period, I did understand, okay, that's not the way it works. So
Okay.
the whole point, like what's happening here is, somewhere I want to
Uh-huh.
provide the content which I want to give, to be very honest. I want to make sure that at least Kannada people have the right kind of language and right kind of knowledge, okay, in their own way. So that is something like which I'm thinking about, to be very honest on that part. But somewhere, if you ask me
Right,
like free petrol, honestly speaking, I'm not interested in it. I don't wanted to
right,
do that video. Okay. But like still I
right,
did it. But chalo, these people are giving free petrol for 50 rupees. Okay, why? Okay. So free petrol, it's a hookup line. They come, they watch. But let them also understand like, okay, why they are giving a free petrol. What is the reason behind it? Because they get a
right,
huge amount of data, and today data is what matters. So I
right,
just changed that perspective. Means like free petrol is not something which I want to give. Or like if I give it, pakka I'll get 1,000, 2,000 likes and all. Because everyone is interested. But I just change
right,
the narrative there. Like why free petrol? Why are they giving it to you? It's a customer acquisition cost for them. By 50 rupees, they are taking your phone number, email ID, and as well as your name. So they can promote the
uh-huh.
products to you later. So simple
Hmm.
logic. Correct. No. So that
Right,
is something like which I'm trying to implement. And also basically the business lessons you can say like how Ambani fooled just Dubai people, okay, with respect to silver coins, all these things. So that is something like which
hmm.
is working out for me with respect to my likes. I
Okay,
have been consistent with it. No matter what any video I put, I will get a minimum of 200 likes, and I'm happy with it.
got it.
Rather than having 10K followers and getting 40, 50 likes or 100 likes, which is of no use, I'm getting a good number of likes and I'm okay with it. That is something like which I will look forward for. So that's the basic simple logic. And also like when whatever the videos I have taken with respect to movie stars or taken that as a reference, most of the times it has worked. Like for example, you can see something called as Upendra's is there, okay, and somewhere like I would use Puneet Rajkumar's name with respect to Dunzo. So whatever Dunzo is there today, it has been started by Puneet Rajkumar like before that in a movie. So after a
Hmm.
movie, this Dunzo came into the picture. So fine, like that is how the ideas will come. So that's the
Right.
way it has been impacted. So these are the things like which are working far better for me, I would say.
Got
Yeah,
it, Naveen. And thank you for sharing that. You expected 10,000 followers. You'll just put 100 posts in, but the reality is very different. You only got
yeah,
1,970 followers, and I mean, it's not even a deal, right? I mean, you're gonna reach
yeah,
your target. I think it's pretty evident out there because you've been consistent on all this. It's just a matter of time. But tell me something. When you expected 10,000 followers by giving out about 100 posts, you are at 79, 80 posts now. It's not very far from your 100 posts. But when you did not get what you expected, what are the lessons that you learned? Was there any insight that you took away from this? And are you changing something,
yeah.
some strategy
I'm
of yours?
changing something. Yeah, I'm changing
Okay,
something in this particular manner. Like, see, uh, I wanted the followers, definitely yes, okay. But the kind of a
right,
content
right,
I give, I'm not someone like okay who can make people, fun of people or like who can dance and get the likes. I can't do it. Okay, to that extent, like there are some people who are great, no disrespect to them. They act both like a man and a woman, and they get a good number of likes, views, and all, like the acting and all. I can never do that. I am very clear on that. So fine, I did understand. Chalo, to get likes, to get more views, this is what I should do. Okay, there are few things which works more like a strategies. If I do that, it works. Okay, but like now I understood,
right.
okay, there's no point in it. Because what am I trying to build? A business channel. So what is my end goal? Like because of this particular channel, Out of one, somewhere around 10,000 people, even if 10 people started the business, I'm happy with it. I'm done. My purpose is done there. So let me focus more on that. Okay, chalo, like out of 6 videos, if I'm doing one video, let it be for follows and shares and saves. Let it be there, one particular video. But at least other 5 videos, whatever I do, let me focus on proper business. So I'm coming up with something called as 100 days of business. So I'll make 100 videos with respect to business for next 100 days. So it's going to be more like a mini MBA, like be it from marketing, finance. So I again put the same strategies with respect to stars, all those things, but teach them something out of it. So they will learn something. And then the consistency will be built for next 100 days. Possibly that would work for me. That's what I'm thinking and I'm believing that. Yeah.
Got it, Naveen. All the very best. I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to your. So you're planning to do this 100, like what, batch create and then upload everything every day, one at a time?
Hmm. Yeah. Every day, like one reel, like 90 seconds, teach something which is valuable. Simple.
Okay, sorry. There was a little bit of a lag, hence the delay.
Yeah. So basically,
So,
like what happens is,
yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
yeah, yeah. So basically, like what I'm thinking is, create a 100 days ka content first, like ideation stage. And once you're done with the ideation,
Mhm.
like every day, create one reel. 100 days, 100 reels.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
You're not looking to batch create this. You will do one every single day.
Yeah. One every single day.
Okay, got it. Naveen, so you said the outcome of this Biz by Naveen is, for people to start, probably, start some business that they want to, and they get insights regarding that, and they'll probably, avoid making mistakes and all those things. So this has nothing to do with your CMA guy. You're not looking to acquire students from this channel for your CMA guy course.
No, absolutely not. Means
Okay.
to the maximum possible time. Means with respect to my professional course, I never want to make revenue out of this by Naveen. Even like in the future, over the period of time, I'll provide a lot of content on YouTube as well. But yeah, that's going to be absolutely free. Means for content, no charges at any point of time. Strictly no.
Got it, Naveen. And you said, when I asked you, you're going to start your content creation, you said, LinkedIn is going on, and then you started off Instagram, but you never mentioned YouTube. Is there any reason why you chose Instagram over YouTube, and why have you kind of kept YouTube for later?
See, right now YouTube is more saturated. Okay, like you
Okay,
search for anything, you have a content. It's not like you don't have a content. And even if I'm getting into
okay,
YouTube, even if I'm delivering the best content there, like okay, I'm making 8 minutes of video, but for people to reach it, it's very tough because like people don't have 8 minutes of precious time to sit back and experiment on me as of now. They don't have it, to be very honest. Correct,
right,
no? And also like if at all like YouTube was the thing, and if people are really looking for a great content, then Instagram Reels should have been a flop somewhere. Correct, no? But like Instagram Reels is a hit because our time with respect to consumption of the content is there, right? It's been very less as of now. Like
right,
we decide in the first 5 seconds if we want to watch a movie or we don't want to. Simple, khatam. Like there's
right,
nothing in between. So at that point, like you build a base first on Instagram because that's comparatively easier because you have a 1 minute 30 seconds to prove yourself. And once you prove
right.
yourself, like people will be loyal to you. And then you go for YouTube and speak something. And they will think like, okay, this person, whatever he's saying, it makes some sense. Let me watch this guy properly. So that's okay for them. So that is something like
Got
which
it,
I believe in. Yeah.
got it, got it, Naveen. And Instagram Reels, offer 15-second, 30-second, and 60 seconds, if I'm not wrong. And which one
15,
are
30,
you
60, and
choosing? Is
90.
it mixed?
Mixed. Yeah. And in the early days, like
Oh,
me
they
being
also
a
offer
teacher,
90. Okay.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. And in the early days, like for the first time when I started, me being a teacher, whatever the topic which comes to me, I can't just sit back and say everything in a very precise manner. I used to explain. So most of the time, it used to go for like 1 minute 40 seconds, 1 minute 50 seconds, 2 minutes. So that's the most toughest thing which I should focus upon. And now I'm taking it down to somehow 1 minute 25 seconds. And even that's tough for me because like how can tell me to explain a particular concept in just 1 minute 25 seconds? That's too tough for me, right? So I can speak a lot about it, but now I'm coming down to it. Yeah,
Right.
that's
Got it, Naveen. Naveen, thank you, for walking us through so much in detail about your Biz by Naveen Instagram channel. There's definitely, a lot of value. But, I want to go back to the CMA guy, and I want, to understand, how do you acquire students, given that it's such a niche thing? I'm sure there are a lot of teachers out there in India, but the kind of target audience you're looking at is, at least for the CMA, the US CMA, you said it's about 8,000 to 10,000. I'm sure the other courses also is not very much. How do you manage to get your students from?
yeah. So like basically for me there are two sources. One is through LinkedIn,
Hmm.
okay, and the
Okay.
other one is through social media, Instagram, all these things. Okay, but what is working for me is just the LinkedIn. Means like on social media, Instagram and all. Like definitely we are spending a good amount of money for promotion and all. But still like it's
Okay.
not giving us a great results as compared to LinkedIn. Okay, but
Okay.
on LinkedIn
Okay.
it's never about promotion. It's always about organic. It's 100% organic, and like we are getting a good number of leads on a continuous basis. So considering the quality of the content with respect to the classes and all, like they see, they are getting converted. And also like right now what I'm doing is my focus is more on building a valuable content and like making people pass the exam rather than like scaling it right now, because I just want to see what is working out for them. Means like I know I can help them pass, but on top of that somewhere I need to
Right.
focus. If there are 10 people, I want all the 10 people to pass the exams. It's
Right.
not like okay, if 5 are passing, it's okay. That is something which I am not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Naveen, apart from before your if you are kind of looking at the journey of yours before the CMA guide, there are a bunch of things, right? Two things that I want to talk about is one is CA Made Easy. You were a co-founder and then you closed it in 2021. I mean, that stopped in 2021.
Hmm.
Can you walk us through that? Reason I'm asking you is I'm sure there is a lot of lessons that you might have walked away with from CA Made Easy. There's a
Yeah.
reason you must have started it. There is a reason you must have closed it. Can you walk us in detail about CA Made Easy?
Yeah, so it was just a very small idea. Like in CA professional course, like getting the right set of notes is the toughest thing, especially at that point of time. Okay, getting a short notes because like we
Hmm.
can't sit back and study some 500 to 1000 pages book just a week before exam. Highly impossible.
Right.
So you need to have your
Right.
own notes and the mock test paper, revision test papers, all these things, and also a short set of videos.
Right.
So that is something like
Right.
it was a very small idea. And I'll tell you the funny part there, we were having 10 co-founders for that particular company. That's the
Okay.
fun. Means who will start a company with 10 people? Correct? No. Because like I was also a student then. Okay. I was writing my CA inter exam. At that
Naveen,
point, I started it.
Naveen,
Yeah.
sorry to interrupt you. I
Yeah.
once had, a talk with a company who had about 50 co-founders.
50. Oh my God. Okay. Fine. So
But now
I'm somewhere in the good position.
but now they are three.
Okay.
They were also
Yeah.
students when they started. It's a fun fact. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Please,
Yeah.
please proceed.
So somewhere like it's just that okay, because honestly speaking, there's no proper business setup, nothing. Means it's just one website which we thought of starting. That's it. So my idea was like very clear. So provide them the content and provide them the content in such a manner. Give them four sets like okay, level A, level B, level C, level D. Okay. So if you want to cover everything in 5 minutes, you need to go for level A. If you are having 10 minutes, go for level B. If you have 30 minutes and if you want to understand, go for level C. And if you have full day, go for level D. Something like that. Simple.
Okay.
Means like
Interesting.
so that
Interesting.
according to that they can go ahead and see whatever works for them. The primary basic thing.
Okay.
So and we used to go in such a manner. Okay, like let's say I'm the expert in costing. So whatever the content which people will give to us, like let's say you're also a student and you created some notes and you can send it to us. And once you send that particular content to us, we will review it. And if it is good, if it is working for you, as well as like working for us, then we'll go ahead and update it in our website. People can download it. So then we decided, okay, like in this way, we will go ahead and do it for almost every single subject. So that was the whole plans for 8 subjects, 8 different resource persons, and then all over the India, any student is there, he can go ahead and give us some information like the content,
Right.
okay, like PDFs and all. So under their name only, we are going to publish it, but in our websites.
Right.
So that was the whole plan. Means it is supposed to be free for a long period of time. But over
Okay.
and above that, like if we can go ahead and monetize it in any way, we will focus on monetizing it like a subscription. Like with your 99 rupees, you can access everything. Simple as that.
Got it. But it didn't work.
It didn't work. Yeah, it didn't work because like there were somewhere around 10 co-founders on day one, the day we decided to start. And after 3 months, there was just two co-founders. Means like
Okay.
all
And
of them
what
are
happened
good
after
friends
that?
of mine. After that, like at least like whatever I could possibly do on CMATC, I was doing. Like putting out some
Okay.
content, sharing it with people. So I was doing it, but I was not trying to scale it up because again, just the way other six co-founders got busy with the office works and all. So in the same way, even I got busy. So I was not able to scale it up or like make it something really big. But just that I thought, okay, to the extent it grows, it runs, let it run. And I was mentoring people, like any CS student is there. If you want some guidance, if you want some idea, like okay, what is required, how to plan career. So I used to give them some guidance on. Yeah.
Okay. Got it. And for somebody out there, who are looking at a similar thing, what are the lessons that you'd like to share with them? What are the things that you'd tell them so that they can save some time and effort?
Uh, yeah. So basically, like, see, one thing, I'm not someone who has so much of experience to say, okay, this works, this doesn't work. But like, I have failed, and in the future also, I know I will fail somewhere. But just that I know I will come back again. That's the only thing which I know I'm doing. But like one thing is, more the heads are there with the businesses, more tough it becomes. Like if there's a one boss in the company, decision making is more simple. But if there are like 10 people, it becomes tough. First thing, and obviously like at the early stage, having no experience, we starting like we'll not get to know everything on day one. So it's okay, but it's always better to have some good networks to some good connects. Means this is not just from the CMADC, but this is something which I have learned. Means you need to have some few number of people, like 5 to 6 people at least, to whom you can contact and speak with. Okay, and they are not supposed to be your friends or someone who are your well wishers at any point. They should not be. Means let's
Right.
say if you have a problem with your business, you call to your mom. The first thing she'll say is like, "Oh, it's okay, beta. Don't worry. You just shut down your business. Find a job. You'll be good. Otherwise, I will take care of you." Okay, because
Right.
they care for us. Okay, but like let's say there's a mentor. Okay, he has not seen you, but like he knows what you're doing, so he'll be very honest with you. There,
Right.
whatever the guidance he gives, it will not be biased. So he will say, "See, you do something like this, it works. This will not work." So he'll be honest, whatever the guidance he is giving to you. So that is something like which I learned, and that is one thing which helped me a lot while building my iPro knowledge. Like I have spoken with many people. Like today, I'm in such a position like where I can contact them. Means like getting some good people's contact is a very big deal today because like you don't get it just like that, especially someone who is at a good position.
Right.
So like when you can get that contact and then
Right.
if you call them, if they listen to you, right, then it makes a lot of difference. Means like they'll give you a right amount of guidance, like
Right.
from 65 years old to someone who is just 16 to 17 years old. So these people do help. So
Right.
have a good network. That's what works. Yeah. Other than that, like mistakes in business, it's very normal. Means like even now also like we have done some mistakes and we will do some mistakes. So that is there. Yeah.
Right. Got it. And building network is one of the key things, like in entrepreneurship, right? But then you just told build
Yeah.
some network. But where do people start from? Building networks. Is it attending events, or what is it? What did you follow?
I followed LinkedIn because it was a lockdown time. Means like see, I was so much into
Okay.
LinkedIn. While sleeping, I used
Hmm.
to just see LinkedIn and sleep. It's like, okay, I used to just scroll down LinkedIn for hours together and sleep. And once I wake up, LinkedIn.
Okay.
Anytime I'm free, LinkedIn. Like, I was not even having an Instagram account for a very long period of time.
Okay.
So that
Okay.
I was so much into LinkedIn. And then what happened is, like, there's this one guy. I can also say his name if that's okay. Like, there's a person called Ramesh Kumar.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, sure.
So, yeah.
Ramesh
So,
Kumar.
like,
Yes, yes. I know him. Yeah.
yeah. So he's a great guy. Like he has a lot of clarity when it comes to business, building the
Yeah.
processes and all. Like he has a lot of clarity. Okay, but
Yeah.
he also writes content which is more trending. Like it's always going to
Trending
be
and it's
coming up with
funny.
the
Yeah.
sarcasm. So all these things will be there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I was not in his first level connection. Like in 30,000 connections will be there, right? I was not there. He was almost having somewhere around like
Ha.
2 lakh 50 plus. So I was following him. He wrote one content with respect to this car, which
Ha.
shot up, which was viral. So in
Yeah.
the early days, like before even it was going viral, what I did is what he said made a lot of sense to me. It's like personally,
Okay.
because okay, do whatever you want rather than listening to people. Asset, liability,
Right.
expense. That's not a right thing. So I just gave my perspective
Right.
there, and properly from the finance perspective again. So it made a lot of sense. And like he did reply there.
Okay.
So I was in a connection with him, like in a normal manner. Like I never texted him on a personal level, but
Ha.
on comment section only, like we were discussing, all these things were happening. And somewhere he wrote like one person removed my connection because like she got angry for whatever the content I wrote something like that.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. So she removed the connection, and immediately I was there. I just commented. So then you can accept my connection request. No, why not? I just asked it, and immediately like he accepted it.
Okay.
Okay, so once he accepted it, and then I just put a message, direct DM and all, saying that sir, like I'm building something like this. Can I speak to you so that like I'll get a better idea what I'm doing? So I was like, okay, this is my number. Call me tomorrow. I'm like, seriously? So that was the thing. Means he didn't even see like, okay, who are you? But just definitely he was remembering.
Yeah.
He was seeing our interactions and all, right? So this is my number. You call me tomorrow at 10 a.m. We'll speak. Khatam. Simple as that. Yeah.
No, I totally, I've actually met him once.
Great.
So he's a great guy. Yes, he has time for people without any agenda, in
Yeah.
fact. So yeah, I
Hmm.
totally get it. So, but anyway, taking a step back and looking, the bigger lesson here is,
Hmm.
I think you made a very, you kind of narrated this very beautifully, because for people out there, you know, you don't have to step out of your house to build great connections. I think whatever story Naveen just told, I think there is so much to take away. If you are looking to build network, and network is so important, and Naveen justified it by sharing another story just before this. You just have to choose one platform. It need not have to be LinkedIn, right? It can also be Instagram, it can also
Twitter.
be Twitter, but follow the same process. I think if they are huge, and if you're not able to connect with them on a personal level, start engaging with them on the posts that they're making. And if your comment is valuable, it's definitely gonna catch their attention. And that could be a great starting point for anybody to build a great connection. And then you can move on to their DMs, and then have a conversation with them. This is great stuff, Naveen. So building networks, this was. So Naveen, going back to the CMA guy, right? I think this is the core thing for me again, because it's about people out there. One of the important things for teachers or trainers is to run their business, and especially online. Getting people. You said you're getting your students through LinkedIn, and you've kind of built your LinkedIn following and stuff like that. Now, but let's kind of drill down into the CMA guy a little bit from the start. When you started off, you already was your first student from LinkedIn, the CMA guy.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, great. And how many students? So you started off as a one-on-one when you started off the CMA
No, no,
guy,
no.
or you
I
had a
started
batch
as
when
a
you started
proper
off as
classes,
well?
proper batch. But yeah, there were only three students in the first batch.
Proper batch.
Yeah.
First batch. Okay. How many students were there in your first batch?
Just three
Three.
students.
And typically, what is the maximum number of students a CMA batch has?
It depends, like it will be somewhere in between 25 to 30, max to max.
Okay.
I will cut it down
Okay.
to 15. Okay, that's the max number. I will just keep it up to
So
15. Max.
okay. And yours is a 20-week program, is that correct?
Yeah.
Which is about 5 months. So your first batch was also 5 months program.
No, it's not about 5 months. Like 20 weeks means it's almost like five. Oh, correct, no? 2.5. Yeah, 5 months. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah. So it's about 5 months.
Roughly
So
about
it's like,
half a year. Yeah.
yes. So how it works is like for the first 10 weeks, that will be 2.5 months. There will be a classes, discussion, interaction, everything. And then 1 month
Right.
for the purpose of preparation. And the next month they will write the exam. So
Okay.
one part gets over. And for another part, another 10 weeks. Again, 2.5 months plus 1 month of preparation and 1 month exam. So in this way it works. Like the classes and everything, it will be
So
for 20 weeks.
when you finish 10 weeks, you start your subsequent batch.
Yes, correct.
Great. And you started your first batch in 2021, Jan.
Like my own batch, I started in 2021. Not 2021 Jan, somewhere in the month of October.
2020
October
October.
2021. Yeah.
Okay. This was somewhat during the lockdown. And
Yeah.
this was online.
Yes.
Okay. Now, what were the tools that you were using back then? And has it evolved now? Are you using the same tools now?
Like I was using Microsoft Teams for a long period of time.
Oh,
Okay.
interesting. Okay.
Like even though Zoom is there, but like I'm more comfortable in Teams, to be honest. And recently, like
Okay.
we are shifting to Zoom, considering the features with respect to cloud, all these things. I'm thinking about going for Zoom itself, and also like with respect to the applications API and all, right? Microsoft Teams
Okay.
will not support so much as compared to Zoom. Yeah.
Okay.
So recently, like we are working on Zoom, but yes, like even today also, like if you ask me which is the tool you would prefer, it's definitely Microsoft Teams.
Oh, very interesting. You're the first person I'm literally hearing, who, prefers Teams over Zoom, but you're still,
Yeah.
without any choice, you're moving to Zoom.
Zoom.
And
Yeah.
what is that primary reason? Why are you so comfortable with Teams and not Zoom? Is there any specific reason?
Like a specific reason is like one thing, it's very clear, like, it's not cluttered. Like when I go ahead with Teams, what I observe is it's not cluttered as compared to Zoom. Like, okay, so many options, all these things are not there. That is one primary reason. And over and above that, like whatever the data we have, right? Everything goes with respect to Microsoft, like OneDrive, Outlook. So everything we keep in Microsoft.
Uh,
Okay. So
okay.
when we take a subscription of Microsoft Teams for the company's domain name, all those things, straight away what happens is like it becomes more easier for us. Means like everything is there in one place. Like let's say I want to use Zoom. Like where is that going to be saved? Under a particular mail ID. So where should I save it? Under Zoom's cloud. So I need to go to multiple websites. But like just one access, Microsoft, everything is available there. So why not? That is something like which made the work way more easier, considering Excel sheets, considering docs, whatever you want, you use everything in one place. That is Microsoft. Yeah. So that's the whole reason.
Okay. But what was that point when you decided to move to Zoom? What was that particular thing that was missing in Teams?
Like only the API part. Like if someone wants to join to the classes
Right.
directly from app or a website, okay,
Right.
they can't join two teams. That becomes tougher because
Hmm.
in the platform there is no API with respect to Teams. Whereas like with respect to
Uh,
Zoom, it's very easy to connect. And also like majority of the times, like Zoom is giving this free connection, all these things.
got it. And
Yeah.
the platform you're talking about is Graphy, is it?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. So you're doing all your online classes. The front end is Graphy.
Yes, the front end is graphic.
Oh, but when they join you for a live session, it goes to Zoom.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. So you started off with three per batch. Right now, where are you at? How many batches and how many
Uh,
students in a batch?
Like if you ask me, in last 1 year, I did teach for somewhere around 8 to 10 batches. That is there, somewhere around 8 to 10 batches in last 1 year, some 12 months. Because like
Okay.
weekdays, we can almost like majority of the times we are taking the classes. That is there.
Okay.
As well
Okay.
as on an average, the students are somewhere in between 10 to 15. So that's the number.
10 to 15. And you're a one man show, or do you have a team, Naveen?
We have a team, but like as a faculty, I'm the only one. Like for CMAUC, there's just one faculty, that is Naveen. But definitely, I'm not good at everything. So there are other people who takes care of specific factors. Okay, but with respect to video editing and with respect to creating the posters, promotions, all these things. So like there are other people who work for, but if you ask me with respect to the content, like the whole the CMA guy's primary core content, whatever is there, it's just being taken by me.
Okay.
Yeah,
And whatever courses you're doing is not live sessions, is it? They are all recorded?
they are live sessions.
So if they are live sessions, why do you need somebody to edit your videos?
Because like see, once the live sessions happen, that's one part of it. But after that, like we need to upload it, right? To give them the access for the students, all those things. So that is where the editing comes
Got
in.
it. Got it. Got
Yeah,
it. Okay. Got it, Naveen.
yeah.
Somebody who's doing it like you, who's a trainer, and
Hmm.
who's got time only for the content and to take care of the core aspect of the business, that is content and teaching. Who are the most important people that they need to hire or have? And have you hired these people that you're working with? Have you hired them on a retainer model, like a payroll, or do you work with them on a freelance model?
Payroll.
Payroll. Okay. How many people do you have with you?
Right now we have a people with four members.
Four people.
Yeah.
One is the video editor. Another
One
is
is the video
the
editor,
social
another is
media
the
graphic designer.
graphic designer, and the third person is a more like a manager who takes care of students, counseling, all these things. Okay. And then
Okay.
the fourth person does focus on the technical parts.
Sorry, the fourth person
Technical.
focuses on.
Fourth person focuses on the technical parts, like with respect to website, domains, all those things.
Got it. I see that you have this website, the cmaguy.com, and
Mm-hmm.
then you also have your graphy thing. So when people join your classes, where do they come? Do they go to the CMA guy and then they log in from there, or do they go to graphy? They'll have to go to graphy.
No. They need not go to Graphy. They just need to go to the CMA guy, and that's it. From the CMA guy, they just need to go ahead and apply for the live classes. There will be a button saying live classes. If they join for the live classes, it goes to Zoom, and the classes will be started.
Got it. And the 8 to 10 batches that you said that you've been doing in the last year, close to about, say, let's say 150 of them that you've been teaching, right? All of
Yes.
them have come through LinkedIn, is it? You have not spent any money on
Uh,
marketing at all.
no. What happened is, for somewhere like I wanted to focus more on getting more experience. Okay.
Okay.
First thing is I'm teaching in my own company, that is there. Plus on top of that,
Mm-hmm.
like there's a academy called Zell. Okay.
Hmm.
So they did approach saying that we are starting a batches for CMA. Can you come and teach and all this thing? So like okay, chalo,
Okay.
we'll go ahead and focus on those batches only. Okay. So that's how like I manage my classes weekdays, weekend, as well as like their batches weekdays, weekend. So that's how. Means like moreover, what I was looking for, if you ask me, I wanted to gain the experience of 5 years in some 1 or 2 years, and that's possible by teaching more and
Got
more.
it.
Like I can't sit back and wait for 5 years to understand and figure out okay
Yeah.
what works, what doesn't work. So chalo, anyways you have a good
Yeah.
amount of time, so better focus on that.
Got it. So when you say these 8 to 10 batches, part of them come from Zell, part of them are
Zen.
yours.
Yes.
Okay. So it's a split between yours and Zell. And yours come mainly from LinkedIn alone.
Yeah, mine comes mainly from you.
Okay. The reason that I was trying to like ask you so much about this particular thing is, for again, one of the important things for knowledge entrepreneurs is acquiring students. And I think what you've followed here is you've kind of tied up with another academy. An academy in a formal way, they spend on marketing, they help you acquire students, and then you
Hmm.
just go do your strength area, which
Job.
is teaching.
Yeah.
Uh, But going ahead, Naveen, what is your vision like? Do you still intend to continue partnering up with academies, or do you intend to have your own academy where you will go big on marketing?
So like, see, to be very honest, somewhere I'm looking forward to work with more people. Okay,
Okay.
because kind of the experience I have got, it's not enough for me. Means I
Hmm.
started my career with respect to business and entrepreneurship at the very earliest point. Okay, like you may ask, right? Okay, there's a guy who is a fresher, and there's a guy with 10 plus years of experience. What is the difference between these two? The 10 plus years of experience, he may do the same business, the thing what I do, but he has a better network of people. Okay, he
Hmm.
knows like how to do the business, like he knows to interact with people. So what I
Right.
believe is at least for next 5 to 7 years, all that I focus on is working with as many people as possible. It's not more about the money; it's about the right set of people. What I'm believing in. Like for example, tomorrow for any reason, with your company, if I like something, like I'm more than happy to come and work with you.
Got it.
Means like you have some point where I can learn something from you, and if I can contribute anything with your company, like I can do that,
Right.
and like there will be a better
Right.
learning. Like yours is more like a tech company, so I get to learn
Right.
something. And somewhere like just one small point, it's out of the context definitely. Over the period of
No
time,
problem.
somewhere after the period of 30 or something, I do have a plan to start my own event management company, a proper event
Okay.
management company. So for that, like definitely a person in the CA background, he has no idea what is event management. So he needs to learn it. And there is a one company in Hyderabad, like again a good connection from LinkedIn. Okay, so I have a plans to go ahead and work with them, like as an intern at least, so that like I get a
Hmm.
experience. Okay, how it works. Then I can work on something which I can build on my own, the way I want
Right.
to build. Okay.
Right.
So yeah, like right now, if you ask me, I just want to work with any other company depending on what experience I can get and what I can contribute. Basically, that's how you learn, right? Yeah.
Got it,
It's like I
Naveen.
have
I
plans
think
to scale it.
no, no, it's it's like wonderful. You've kind of
Yeah.
you know what you're doing. You know that you want to have your own company, but you know that there you need to kind of wait, build before you go all out. And I think you're probably doing all those right things. And this is something I'm sure it'll be for those who are listening. For those who are in their mid 20s and those who are aspiring to do things on their own. I think this is a point that you can definitely start off on your own, but probably take some time off to build all the connections, build your credibility, have that sort of experience that adds to when you go off on your own.
Yeah.
Naveen, there are just a couple of things that I'd like to touch upon before we conclude. One is from the tool perspective. You've told that you have your website, you were using Teams, you've moved on to Zoom, but then your background is Graphy and all those things. Are you completely happy with your tech stack, or what are some things that you wish you would have to make it perfect?
Are you sure I can speak about all this in a public domain? I'm not very sure.
No, okay.
Huh.
Before we
Yeah. No, no, no.
continue,
Like,
one thing is
it's
we
like we
can
can
we can
discuss
have
this. No,
any
no.
conversation before this
Huh.
gets published. This
Huh.
will be shared with you. If you feel you want to remove something, we can
Yeah.
remove it and all those things. So it's not a problem. So without your
Yeah.
permission, we won't be publishing it also. So yeah,
Yeah, means like I get to like you also have a tech domain and everything. Honestly speaking, I just know about that particular thing, but I have never tried or never explored. To be very honest, with respect to everything. Okay, means like I'm being very honest with
okay.
you on this. Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Please go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah,
yeah,
no problem.
yeah. So means like right now, whatever we speak, it's you can say it's more like whatever like a proper normal interaction. Cool. So
Sure,
yeah.
sure, sure. Absolutely.
See, with respect to graphy, if you say definitely like there are many things which we can improve. Okay,
Okay.
the quality, the way you are going to take the classes. Definitely, there's a chance for improvement. But what I am thinking right now is, chalo, it's happening. No, let it happen. Okay, rather than
Right.
like having the best right now, let me focus on just building my content, building my product. Means like if I
Right.
have my own product, okay, it's not going to be a tough thing to shift from graphic to any other platform or build my own platform for that. Okay, but
Right.
for that right now, like over the period, I understood this. See, technology is not the primary thing. It is the supporting factor for your business.
Right.
Okay, so maybe like if there is any other better tool or any other better product, then I'm more than happy to go ahead and shift. Correct, no? So that is something like which I'm thinking. Right now, like make it, this is something which should not be going out. I'm saying it right now. Right now,
Sure,
I'm
sure.
building the
We
content.
can
Yeah,
make it off the
yeah,
record.
yeah. So right now, I'm
Right now.
building the video. I'm building the video content, like the classes, recordings. So all these
Okay.
things. So
Okay.
somewhere over the period of time, like after 6 months or 1 year of the time, we are going to launch those courses.
Okay.
So once we launch that particular classes, courses, and all, right? So
Uh-huh.
that time, the live sessions, whatever is going to happen, I want it to be
Uh-huh.
highly interactive. Means like,
Okay.
what is the difference between a Gurukul's learning and the New Age learning? Correct, no?
Right.
Because like if you actually
Right.
see the New Age learning, nobody will even speak. But in
Right.
Gurukul, everyone was experimenting things. Like whatever the
Right.
things are happening, they are like first doing it and then understanding it. So, in the same way, after once we are done with the launching of our course, it's going to be hybrid, both live plus recorded. So, whenever we are thinking about the recorded classes, right? So they will watch it, and once they come for the live classes, we want to make it so interactive. That should be our USP. So at that point, if some tool or if some platform is going to help us, and if it is going to give them the real life experience, more like okay, these classes are something like that. If that is possible, then I'm more than happy to shift. But yeah, if you ask me, are you 100% happy with graphic? Absolutely not. To be very honest on that. But yes, is it okay compared with the other tools, whatever are there in the market? Definitely yes. As compared to like going ahead with WordPress, so many other tools or building something on your
Yeah. Yeah.
own, this is far better.
Yeah.
Okay, and it
Right.
is more affordable because like you just spend some 10 to 12,000 rupees and you have the chance to go ahead and experiment with it over the period of time. It's not like okay on day one only you're expert, but like if you spend some 10 to 12,000 rupees, it will be there with you forever. And in next 1 year, you can start building it any point of time because this is the one mistake like which many edtechs do. Okay,
Hmm.
that's what I have observed. Like they spend on subscription or they buy it. They spend some 20,000 rupees. Okay, and once they buy, for the first 6 months they won't do anything. Okay,
Right.
so if they're not doing anything, it's a waste. Boss,
It's a
like first you
waste.
build your backend, you build your
Right.
product, you build your courses. Once you're done with everything, no, then you go ahead and focus on building this. Because like once you
Got it.
have a videos available, you can upload it on your platform at any point of time. It's a very small thing to focus upon. Correct, no? But like
Right.
you don't have your videos, you
Right.
don't have assets. You're buying a product and you don't know what to build in that product. That's the most difficult thing I guess. Like how will you build it and what you will build it. Yeah,
Absolutely. Got it, Naveen. And you said, you want to make these live sessions highly interactive.
yeah.
Can you more, can you kind of elaborate on that? Because I'll tell you what I have seen
Hmm.
so far from, live
Hmm.
classes being interactive. It could be a
Hmm.
live quiz while the class is going on. That is
Yes.
one thing that's available on Zoom itself, I'm sure. You
Yeah.
must have seen that feature. It's on the webinar tool and stuff like that. So what exactly are you looking for?
If you ask me like exactly like see, building is one part, but like in the classes, you
Hmm.
give them the experience to think and understand and also like interact. So how
Right.
can we do it? Give them a case study. This is something like which is being done by GrowthX, just in case if you know.
Right,
Okay.
right, right,
So what GrowthX does is like they take some companies, they teach everything to the students for 5 weeks,
right,
and after teaching for 5 weeks, 3 weeks there will be a capstone project. They will say,
right,
okay, take this company and how can you make this company grow? Why this company is not growing?
right,
A very simple logic. And
right,
once they start focusing on that, people will build and they will start interacting. So that is something, a model which will not work for us, considering we
right,
have an exam. Like GrowthX is not having an exam. You learn it and you implement it in the real life. But
right.
here it is there in the exam. So how will you make a difference? So what I am thinking is like first thing is the rewards. Okay, like you throw a question to the students, let them answer, let them discuss, and let them discuss with everyone. Why can't we do something like this? What if this happens? All these things we will discuss. And once we are done with the discussion, like once we are having a better clarity over it, then straight away, like whosoever is explaining it in the better manner, whosoever is good at it, reward them. Okay, so that is something like
Mm.
which is happening with a platform called Avalon. I'm not very sure about it, the name of it. But yeah, that is something like which is happening as of now. So that is
What's it
something like
called? Amaron, is it?
Avalon. Like this platform does something on their own. Okay, they have a different kind of sessions. They discuss and also they reward. So something like that, if I can build possibly, chalo, then let me focus on that. And another important thing, what I'm focusing in is automating more majority of the things, like with WhatsApp. Like rather than me using 10 different tools, let me just have one tool where I can use do everything. Like WhatsApp automation, Facebook, Instagram automation, LinkedIn, everything. Or like even the emailing. Hey buddy, like you have a class at this particular point of time. That is something which is already
Right.
there. But if we don't attend, another message. So all these things, if we can automate it in a better manner, that will be more better is what I'm thinking. Yeah.
Got it. Got it. Cool. I think what you spoke about rewards, I had another session with a person called Raghu Pandey. He has a startup called his I Mature. And what he
Okay.
does is his courses are about internet maturity and digital citizenship. And then
Mm-hmm.
he had another startup before, and then one of the key problems was people adopting to certain courses and certain tools. And then even with courses today, right, course completion rate is one of the most toughest things. And he
Yeah.
said gamification is one missing piece in this whole puzzle of online learning. And I think when you spoke about rewards, that's kind of what struck me as well. I think
Yeah.
gamifying and then making the students kind of get involved in some way or the other, where it means something. There are stakes at play. I think that's when it's going to get more engaging. And it's the students will skip out of that mindset where they say that what, I have the recording. Even if I miss something here, I'll go watch the recording. I think that
Yeah.
mindset is something that we need to help them come out of. And I think this is a great thing. I mean, I'll definitely, pass on the message that this particular segment of us can be off the record. And this is something that we can also see if that can be done possible or something. Um, Naveen, thank you for that bit of conversation. Really valuable also. One final piece that I'd like to address, coming to your numbers, your revenue, just for people out there to understand what a solopreneur can do. And different domains, different courses, different exams have different price points and all those things. Talking from the CMA perspective, what is the average ticket size of your courses and your services that you sell?
It's around 60 to 70,000 rupees for one student. 60 to 70,000.
60 to 70,000 rupees for one student. Okay, fine. And if we are talking, and is this the same that you charge even for the academies you tie up with, or these are your own charges for yours
These are
through
my,
your?
these are my.
Okay, but the engagement model with the academies that you work for is
It
different.
will be different. It will be sharing model. Yeah. Yeah.
It'll be sharing model. It'll be lesser also because they also put some effort on the
Yeah.
marketing front and all those
True.
things.
Yes.
Okay, fine. And as we discussed starting also, when it is a service model, there is a cap on how much you can make. And let's say, for example, if you're talking about 60,000 rupees, let's say your annual revenue is close to about 50 lakh rupees or something like that, or somewhere between 50 lakhs to 1 crore. Out of this, you also have to make payments to the people that are on your payroll. You've got four
Yeah.
people working under you. And I'm sure, you're looking at bigger numbers and greater numbers. But interestingly, you also spoke about event management aspiration of yours. So, what is this all about? I mean, are you seeing some sort of a marriage between what you're doing right now and event management? Is that what's taking you to event management, or event management is coming from somewhere else? Can you give us a little more clarity on that, Naveen?
Yeah. So event management is like my first love, I can say. Means like that's the
Okay.
whole thing which I wanted to start. Okay. That
Okay.
was my first business. Like I did sit back and work for somewhere around like 1.5 months to 2 months to
Mm-hmm.
capture all the data, whatever is required. Okay.
Hmm.
But like over the period, I understood, okay, that will not work out unless you have a good amount of money to invest.
Okay.
As an event management like company, you need to have a good amount of money to burn for the first 6 months to 7 months.
Okay.
Then the recovery is going to happen. Plus, like my idea of event management is a little bit more different than compared to whatever is happening right now. Means
Okay.
like consider it like more like this. You can get married even with 50,000 rupees or even with 50 crores,
Right.
something like that. And like you get
Right.
everything whatever you look for according
Right.
to your budgets.
Right.
Okay, so that's the idea. Means like that is something like which I anyways want to do, but I can't do it on day one without any experience.
Right.
Plus, like at the time of you settling down, or like you need to figure out okay what you will do with your life.
Right.
Somewhere you need to figure out. So this is something like which I never expected that I will start teaching. Okay,
Right.
but it came out of nowhere, and right now it is my bread and butter. I can say one point.
Right. Right.
Plus, I also do focus on the consulting business. I do work as that. Means like for the other businesses, other startups, I work as a consultant. Okay, so I get to explore a lot with respect to learnings and all. Like okay, why business will work and why business will not work. All these things are there. So once I
Right.
am getting all this idea over the period of time, I get to know I will have that much amount of maturity to start an event management company, because
Got it.
there the risk size is going to be very higher.
Right.
Okay, so yeah, like over the period of time I'm going to make it more automated with respect to the classes, all those things. I don't want to teach because of money. Like okay, I'm earning money, I want to teach. Rather than me doing something like that, I want to teach because I enjoy it. Okay,
Got it.
so let me focus more on earnings from other sources rather than
Other
the teaching.
sources.
Yeah.
Got it.
So over the period of time, like definitely, I will start a event management company once, but not anytime sooner. At least like not for next 2 to 3 years. Yeah,
Got it,
it's
Naveen.
purely out of
Wonderful.
passion. Yeah.
Wonderful. This is, similar to the idea that you spoke about create, when you're creating, you said feel
Hmm.
free to create some other stuff, but don't leave your primary source. I think that's
Yeah.
the kind of model that you're following here also with business. Go explore other businesses, but some business that's working well for you, it's bringing in some revenue, keep that going. So your idea is to automate, cut down the time that you're spending on the
Yeah.
CMA guy,
Basically,
and then
by the
probably
time. Yeah.
focus on, yeah, and then use that
Hmm.
time elsewhere and then automate all of the things here. Great, Naveen. Naveen, before we close, a little bit of fun questions. Let's start off something like this. You said, you watch a lot of movies. So, what are the three movies that you really loved of, in the recent past?
The recent past, like one is KGF,
Okay,
Kantara, Vikram.
got it. KGF, both the parts?
Yeah.
Okay, got
Can't
it.
can't help. Yeah.
Got
Yeah.
it. And would you want to recommend three books to uh, teachers, generally teachers, plus probably teachers who are in your domain?
Hmm. Okay. Huh. One is Rich Dad Poor Dad. That's
Okay.
the first book which I started with. So that is
Okay.
something like which works a lot. Rich Dad Poor Dad. And the
Okay.
second book would
Okay.
be something called as this Finance, the Romancing the Balance Sheet.
Okay.
It's called as Romancing the Balance Sheet. It's like a very basic book. It gives you a basic understanding. Any teacher who reads it, he feels like it's dumb. Okay, to be very honest, like I know all these things, but like why it works is it's starting from that basic level. Means like
Got it.
you get to know okay, those are the roots. That is where you should get into. Okay,
Right.
so that is
Right.
second book, and the third book I would recommend is Homo sapiens. Sorry, not Homo, just Sapiens.
Sapiens. Okay.
Sapiens. It teaches you more about life. That's the whole point. Like from where life started, why life is like this, and what happens. Something like that.
To kind of get a big picture context and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Got it. Naveen, thank you so much. It was a pleasure. I think I've covered all the bases, all the questions that I had for you. And I really have to appreciate you for, taking a lot of time to address each of those questions. You were pretty transparent. I don't think you held back anything from whatever I understood. I really wish, probably a year down the line, I'm sure you would have reached greater heights, and I'd love to get back in touch with you and probably do another part of this podcast and see and get pick your brain as to what you'd have learned in the next 1 year. I'm sure
Sure.
whatever you shared is going to be super valuable to all the listeners out there.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you so much for joining.